Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka Bonesaw McGraw, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Sweet Dick Williams.
There you go. We don't know who Williams is, but we're just gonna go with it. So yeah. So we got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. All right. So like I said, we got a full show. I don't know where a full show came from for the last week of the month, but here we are. So we're just gonna dive into it as fast as possible. First thing we want to do is jumping to rest in peace, Ed Asner. Now, reason I want to talk about this one, I'll be honest with you, I am not the biggest Ed Asner fan. Not that he's a bad guy or anything. I just don't know that much about him. I guess he was a good guy. Eli, are you a big Ed Asner fan?
Who was he on? Mary Tyler Moore?
I guess.
I
never saw this show.
Oh. I was a little bit before my time as well, but he was on the Cobra Kai.
What is that?
The
Netflix show. Okay.
Yeah, he played Johnny's like stepdad, asshole, rich stepdad. So that's what kids might know him from now.
Okay. So yeah. And the thing is, let's see. Oh, he was out. Now I know him from voice acting. That's what I know him from. I know him from Freakazoid. Remember the voice? Hey, Freakazoid. Everybody remembers that voice. You know. He was also Ed Wuncler Sr. in Boondocks.
Oh, that's right. He was.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because he was the father of Ed Wuncler Jr., who was voiced by Charlie Murphy. Yes. That Charlie Murphy, you know. And I didn't get a picture of this, but the most craziest thing he voiced that I thought of was Granny Goodness on Superman. Granny Goodness. Dark Side's Apocalypse. I mean, Disciple, the crazy nanny that trains his army.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he voiced Granny Goodness for some reason, so that was a thing. So that always confused me. Let's see what they jumped in here. He was J. Jonah Jameson and he's done a lot of voice acting. If I know him from anything, I know him from voice acting. Let's see, and I think he did multiple animated voices. He did multiple animated voices, I think on the Batman animated series by itself. So yeah, that's shout out to shout out
Rest
to
in
Ed
peace, good sir.
Yeah, I guess that's all we got to talk about there. So one more great thing I want to talk about for everybody in the South. I want everybody to make sure they bunker down. Now, it's bunker, B-U-N-K-E-R. I know a lot of people from the South don't know what that word means. That means sit your ass down somewhere or go somewhere and hide. Don't be out just anywhere. Now I know you don't. I'm gonna do a brief weather report real quick, and I know you don't want to hear the weather report from two schlubs that read Superman all the time. So I decided to pull up a image of meteorologist from Spain, Yanet Garcia. So yeah, just briefly talk about what we're going to talk about. So the whole city of New Orleans has gone out of power, all of them. So what you need to do now is, like I said, bunker down, go somewhere. The storm is probably going to hit us in Monday, tomorrow morning. So you want to be safe. Matter of fact, while we're recording this podcast, they're saying it's supposed to hit then. That's why we're going to try to wrap this shit up as fast as possible so I can bunker down,
Are you by water? Are you by water?
No, I'm not. I'm far away from water. So I'm not by the Mississippi River. I'm far away from the Mississippi River. But I do have family there. So I'm about 40 minutes away from water, about the river anyway, like that. So they don't know if it's going to the west or it's going to the east. If it goes to the east,
you can still get straight line winds and shit. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing, because we're 16 years ago from Katrina. Enough of that ass, but yeah. So we're 16 years away from Katrina, like to this day. Katrina hit it, and everybody talk about how Katrina hit New Orleans and it destroyed New Orleans. Not gonna say it didn't, but they forget about what it did to Mississippi, because it hit Mississippi, some of those parts just as hard, if not harder. Like the Gulf Coast, Gulfport, Biloxi, those areas down there. They didn't recover for the next 10 years. Like they completely wiped out the beaches and everything like that. So I hope that didn't hit again. I know some friends that were like, even areas like Macomb, which is about an hour from me, homes were destroyed, So I hope Ida doesn't do that again. So yes. So if you don't do anything else, bunker down, sit your ass down, don't go anywhere. So what do we got next?
Be safe.
Yeah. Be safe. All right. So Eli, we have been talking about this. Well, I've been talking about this for 3 weeks. This Kanye West album that was supposed to drop 3 weeks. Yeah. not Ida, Kanye West. So yeah, we've been talking about when is the album going to drop? What is it going to do? And I'm going to just briefly get into it, talk about the album, what it is and where it came from, what's supposed to be going on with it. So he finally dropped the album. And Eli, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Like he could just drop anything and people go ape shit over it. I'll give you an example. I'm going to show you a picture of what the album cover looks like. There you go. No, your screen is not blank. I didn't hit yet. Don't worry, your internet is fine. This is the album cover. A blank screen.
So he ripped off Metallica?
Did they do that? I didn't know they did that. It was
the Black Album. Yeah.
Like we didn't literally mean a Black Album. Like you put something on it. I mean, the name. Let's see what we got here. 616 Man. Kanye West, Master Troll Artist. That's kind of what he did. Yeah. So this album is called Donda. It's named after his mother, Donda. You know, and if you didn't think that there are plenty of rhyming words with Donda with Wakanda, then I got some oceanfront property in Idaho to sell you, because that happens about 4 or 5 times a song. Like we get it. Donda, Wakanda. Yeah, we get it. Okay. But yeah, basically what I think about the album, Eli, he released another gospel album and didn't tell anybody. See, last time he told everybody he was going to release a gospel album, had a big choir. He was going to go half and half with this special choir he got. This time it's kind of like an album, but a lot of the beats are like pipe organs, like in a church. And he's rhyming over stuff like that. And every song is about God, this, God, that, you know, but he doesn't do Bible verses, nothing like that. So he didn't go like super preacher, religious, or Christianity like that. He just talks about spirituality overall. So I was like, okay, I see what he's doing. You know, he gave us one album, but he's doing something else with it. So I understand where he's going with that. A lot of people aren't liking it, and a lot of people on my timeline saying the album is complete trash. Now, here's my thing about this: people were saying the album was complete trash 30 minutes after the album dropped, but that album is 27 minutes, 27 songs, which is an hour and 48 minutes long. So how can you say it's trash if you haven't even heard the whole album yet? Like, I think people are so used to just being negative, they just go out and just say the most negative stuff first, be the first one to do it, and take pride in that. Like, sit back, relax, listen to it, see what you think about it. I can't give a full review on it because 27 songs in an hour and 48 minutes, that is a lot to digest. So I just can't listen to it on the first listen to it and be like, here's my rating. Can't do it. I gotta let it sit there. Gotta let it think about it. Gotta let it marinate in my head.
But
then I'll come back with it.
This is the modern age when you have to only drop one song, and that's all.
That is true. That is true. Normally you just drop one song and that's it, and you know you're just off to the races. But this one, he didn't have a single on it. He just dropped the whole album just one time to let it go. Now I will say this: he made like 25 million on his listening albums. Because he charged people for it, sold merch, stuff like that. And I can see how he did that. Now, if you're playing this album in a car, and you know you want to hear some bass and beats, and hey, turn the Kanye up. This is not that album. This is not the album you ride with. You know, it's not even album you work out with. However, when you listen to him, I can picture it in a stadium, in an arena, and him just playing like, you know, with the organ grind and stuff like that. And I can see it, you know, being effective there. This feels like arena music. That's what it feels like. You know,
so I can't put this on my WAP playlist.
I would not recommend it putting on your WAP playlist. You know, hands on my knees, shaking ass like on that shit. No, don't do that.
It's up, and it's up, and it's up,
and it's up, and it's stuck. No, don't do that. Then play Kanye after this. Now, there is something interesting that happened on this album. He has some interesting features. Another thing about this album is that he didn't release who is featured on the album because he's lazy. So you don't know who's on the album. Like people saying Ariana Grande is on the album, and she's like, no, I'm not. You know, so he has the baby on the album. He actually delayed the album to put the baby on there. Now, if you don't know who the baby is, he's the guy that got canceled a few weeks ago for making the homophobic references a while ago. So Kanye postponed his album to put this guy on the album. And that's not all. We may or may not have a feature from Marilyn Manson. Yo, boy.
Oh, I heard some. My boy, hell that. He's I
knew that would trigger you. Trigger warning.
Oh, don't even get me
trigger warning.
I did see like a picture of them hanging out or something like recently.
He brought him to the concert. That's the thing. So he was just hanging out because he rebuilt his old house at the concert or something, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically what Kanye was doing, it was bringing out people that were canceled and uncanceling them. Yeah, I thought my screen messed up. Yeah. No, Gabe, your screen didn't mess up.
So is Kid Rock on the album too?
No, well, he should be because they're both Trump supporters. So I don't know why they're not, but And yes, the elephant in the room. Yes, we know Trump is. Kanye. Slavery isn't real. MAGA 2021. He ran for president. All this stuff like that. We get it. Look, Kanye can't be canceled. It's Kanye. That's what it is. So that's where we are now. So the people are divided on the album right now. We will wait a week to see what the internet, because that's one thing I like about the internet. The internet is still formulating their opinion on things. Like whenever a movie comes out, like the Suicide Squad, it was that fight of it's good, it sucks, it's good, it sucks. Like we love it, Eli. We love that movie. Mm-hmm. But when you go to my regular timeline, they don't follow this shit 24 hours a day and know what issue Bloodsport was in 1987 and what comic, they said the movie sucked. So you had this fight over what is general consensus is.
Everything wrong with the Suicide Squad.
Oh, it's coming. It's going to be
in an hour and 45 minutes.
Right, in an hour and 40 minutes.
Longer than the movie. Listen to guy bitch about.
Yeah, 616, that's what the song is. Like the very first song is I'm going to jail, and it very much feels like he's talking about cancel culture. That's what it feels like, So that's all I got. Like I said, I will revisit this album, listen to it a little bit more. There are some songs I like on it. It is not a full ride through, but I can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are some songs that I like on it. So that's what I got. Okay, so you're up now, Eli, because you watched the movie.
I did watch a movie.
You did watch a movie, yeah. I feel like I should have watched this, but that Delta variant is out there, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
I waited till a non-busy day and at a time where hardly anybody was in there.
And with the way theaters are going now, that's anytime. So opening night.
Last night I was checking the times and I looked at even the IMAX, which is more expensive. Motherfucker was packed. I'm like, okay, I ain't going
Seriously?
to that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, damn, I thought everybody's broke and they're all running out to the IMAX theaters.
Right. Going in the theater with a Delta variant, that's a horror movie in itself.
Yeah. I got to see the new Candyman. Yeah. So Candyman 2021. It's a soft reboot / sequel.
Just stopping you. You said his name twice already. So go ahead.
But there ain't no mirror, so
right.
So yeah, the horror classic, starring Tony Todd as Daniel Robitaille, aka Candyman.
That's 3. Everybody keeps score.
In sort of a boogeyman myth of, in the projects that haunts the projects in Chicago, the Cabrini Green projects in Chicago. It was originally, written by Clive Barker, a short story by Clive Barker that appeared in the Books of Blood. Clive Barker being British, that story took place in England, but it still dealt with the same sort of ideas of slums and graffiti. There's an artist in that story where she's doing a photography project on graffiti and stuff like that. So and urban legend. So it's similar. And the first movie, the original movie, is based really closely on that first Clive Barker's original story.
Now, how many movies were the first?
I think 3.
First 3,
or there 4. The first 2 I liked. The rest, I know the last one I didn't like, and did they make a 4th one? I don't know. I might not have seen the 4th one if they did make a 4th one. I didn't know. I didn't like I thought the 3rd one sucked. But my favorite was always Farewell to the Flesh because that went into his backstory, and Tony Todd actually came up with his origin to Candyman. Uh-oh, how many times is that?
I lost count. We're fucked.
So this new one is an updated version with what's his name? Yahya Abdul. Yahya. I can't remember his last name.
Black Mana.
Black Mana and Monica Rambeau.
What? Oh yeah, she. Why didn't you lead with that? I would have went to see the movie now.
Yeah, Clive Barker's getting a lot of adaptations. Yeah, he's got they're doing a new Hellraiser series. They're doing a new Nightbreed, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah. So this is an updated version. Yahya plays an artist who is inspired by the Candyman legends, and he starts painting pictures.
That's 5.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And that ends up bringing back the spirit, the vengeful spirit of Candyman, and all the spooky shit starts happening. And I liked it. However,
it's always that but. It's always the but.
There's always a big old but. It was a slow burn for me, and that's just me as a taste. My taste. I'm not a fan of supernatural horror. I'm not into ghost stories and haunted house shit. I'm more of a creature feature kind of guy. I just think, supernatural, paranormal horror, ghost story shit is a little slow and boring. That's just me. I know people are into this shit. There's a reason why they still make Conjuring movies, so that's just me. But for me, that's where the movie was a little slow, because it did really lean into that atmospheric, moody, spooky,
trying to be more suspense.
Yeah. That atmospheric haunted house sort of horror. Tony Todd does make an appearance in the movie.
Spoiler. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible, because there was still stuff in the movie that there was some plot twists I didn't see coming that I was like, oh, okay. It was very big on mood and atmosphere, and that's where it's sort of, those are my main gripes. It moved a little, it was a little bit too slow paced, and the kill scenes was a big disappointment for me, because a lot of the kill scenes happened off screen. They were very visually stunning, visually interesting, very stylized. I like what Nia Costa did. I liked her shooting style, but it's a horror movie. You got to show that shit. We got to see that shit. It's horror. You got to show the blood. You know what I mean? There was some blood in it, but most of the kills were very stylized and happened off screen, which I found a little disappointing. And of course, it is woke. Very woke.
But wasn't the original Candyman woke?
Yes. People are complaining about it being too woke. It's PC, left-wing propaganda, ruining shit all the time. That was an inherent part of the original source material. Even Clive Barker's story dealt with the slums and the poor, and economical inequality of the poor communities and all that. So that was inherently a part of the original story. But this one really deals with themes of gentrification, racial inequality, police brutality, classism. That's all it's not subtle. It's very in your face. It wears the SJW themes on its chest very proudly. And that's where I started thinking, because there were moments where the movie were slow, when I started thinking okay, it's, I'm down with woke shit. I don't care, but you also got to keep me entertained. And that's where I was.
What'd it do?
Is Fat T in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, what up, yo? When there's a fine line between being woke and also being entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I started thinking, is this telling a good story? It's got all these great ideas and great themes and bringing up this conversation on all these social issues, but is this a good story? And that's where I started to question that, and that's where, like I said, the whole, the kill scenes happening off screen, that's where I lost it a little bit. But the ending made it up for it. I love the ending. I thought the ending was dope, and that sort of redeemed the shortcomings, of the rest of the movie, and that, because it totally blew me away, and that's where this, this idea of reclamation, reclaiming the narrative, reclaiming history, reclaiming, our culture, reclaiming, reclamation. And just not only just reclaiming this story, the Candyman myth, or reclaiming the movie and this story for today's culture, but also it's sort of the movie deals with how this like people in power who become corrupted sort of try to spin the narrative in their favor, and we see that a lot right now with the Capitol riots and shit going on in Afghanistan, and they sort of spin the narrative to make themselves look better.
Right.
And that this movie sort of deals with, no, we're taking the history back, we're going to tell the truth. And what I liked about the ending is it takes the Candyman story and turns it from this like tragic, sad, traumatizing tale of trauma and racism, and turns it into like a tale of vengeance and justice. So he becomes like a spirit of vengeance. And that's what I liked about the ending. And that's why I'm like, hell yeah. That's what I was like, this is what I wanted the whole time.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just wish they would have pushed it more. It felt a little safe at times. I wanted them to push the envelope because, you remember when Tales from the Hood?
Right.
Tales from the Hood is woke as fuck. It wears its
way
politics.
back in the 90s. Right.
Yes, yeah, it wears its politics right up proudly on its chest. It talks about all the social issues of the time and that are still relevant today. But that last story with the guy in the prison who goes through that Clockwork Orange mind control shit, that shit's still hard to watch. And that's what I'm saying. I wish they would have pushed it like that. I'm uncomfortable watching that scene.
Right. Keep in mind, Tales from the Hood flopped.
Yeah.
So yeah. So.
But yeah, I just wish they would have pushed it a little more. It did feel a little bit safe at times, but the ending made up for it. So I did like it. Yeah. So yeah, check it out. I'll probably check it out again.
You gonna slap a rating on it or?
4 out of 5. Like I said, the ending really made up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I took T. We saw that. He was like, shit, how old was T when I took him to see that in the theater? He was like, what, 10 or 11 or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, hell, we're damn near the same age with the way he was talking. So what is TF? What is that?
Is one of my all-time favorite. What is, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I figured your brother. I figured you know what it is.
It is. I don't know. Trav, what is that shit?
I don't know that guy like that. So what are we talking about? Anyway, let's move on. Fat T, get back to us. Let us know what those.
Oh, Tales from the Hood.
The movie we were just talking about. Okay, yeah.
He spelled that wrong too. Takis from the Hood looks like. Oh, takes from.
Now we get it. We get what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Moving on past, like I said, we're going to just breeze past that. It's let's talk about this first. Then we'll come back to that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we talked about the Spider-Man No Way Home, Far From Home, Stay at Home, Work From Home, whatever it is. The new Spider-Man movie. It just dropped. Let's see what we got here. Gabe knew we didn't know. The movie we were just talking about. Hey, we just run this show. We don't know what the fuck we talk about half the time. What we talking about? Okay, so we're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the name of the movie. Like I said, it actually, the trailer leaked on our last episode, Eli, but I refused to talk about it then because I knew it was like in 144p, like on less than cell phone quality. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch this and review this. But lo and behold, just like I thought, Sony released the real trailer the day after, So, and it actually broke the record of Endgame's record of most reviewed trailer on YouTube, or actually on social media, in the first 24 hours. Like it like demolished the record. I think Endgame's record was like 289 million. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, so don't quote me on this. And their record is 355 million. So they crushed the record, So this seems to be the most hyped movie of the year, the movie everybody's looking for. This movie's supposed to save Marvel. Like I said, Black Widow, everybody was like, Shang-Chi drops this weekend. People still like, Eternals drop. Everybody like, But Spider-Man, it's all about Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like I said, it's Spider-Man. Everybody wants to see a Spider-Man movie,
And no one's
So
talking about Spider-Man. Everyone's talking about everything but Spider-Man.
everybody's talking about everything, but I mean, but it's like I said, this is what his 6, 8,
Doctor
9.
Strange and the Spider-Man.
Now, I don't think this is like the Flash movie where it's like 3 Batmen and Flash somewhere's in it somewhere. I heard Uncle Ben makes a comeback. Maybe
Everybody's making a comeback.
everybody's in this. And that's the thing. I saw this meme the other day. People were like, don't get my expectations too high. And they just threw up a picture of damn it, I don't have it. Of Marvel vs. Capcom. Just throw it out. Yeah, right here. And then it just had like all these asshole pictures. Like they want Ryu in the game. Ken Ryu in the movie. So they want everything to happen. Now let's talk about the actual trailer and some things that happened in it. Like I said, we saw what do we see? We saw Doctor Strange basically granting the wish. And here's the thing: that wish that he granted, some people don't think that's Doctor Strange doing it. Some people think that
Mephisto?
was Mephisto. Could it be Satan? All roads lead back to Mephisto. That's what we've learned.
Or is it Agatha all along?
Another catchy theme song. Now, the reason people are thinking it's Mephisto is because this story is actually more or less even the trailer is a loose adaptation of a story that happened in the comics. Like I said, it's comic book bullies. So let's dig into comics for a second. Like I said, during the comic book story of Civil War, Peter Parker, because Tony Stark, who was an asshole, talked him into it, revealed his identity to the public. And of course, in the storyline, everything went to shit for Peter Parker's life. I think even Aunt May got like assassinated or something, like she got sniped. So he made a deal with Mephisto to erase his identity so everybody would forget. And that storyline leads in the plot of One More Day, which a lot of people say is the worst Spider-Man storyline of all time. I disagree. I think it's Clone Wars. Clone Saga. I get them confused. It's clones. That's all I know. So the Clone Saga. But like I said, that's when they completely erased everything. And then the story was so bad, they're still fixing that story in continuity now. Even in the Sinister War story right now, they're still fixing this stuff. Funny thing is, my guy Wong shows up. He specifically tells Doctor Strange, don't do that. That is a stupid ass thing to do. Don't risk your life. Okay, I'm about to go fight to the death with Abomination. Bye. That's why I love Wong, man. He's my favorite Avenger. He's just like, oh, you about to go fight Thanos? That's crazy. I'll be out. Keep you my thoughts and prayers. So that's my thing. So I'm trying to think what else happened in this trailer. It's a Doc Ock. Let's see. Doc Ock was clearly talking to Toby. Okay, Chief. I'm glad you brought that up, Chief Queef. That name still takes me out. But yes, it feels like Spider-Man One More Day and One Moment in Time inspired also. Because the thing about this movie is that it does feel like people are saying that there's Sinister Six is in it. All the Spider-Men are in it. Ken and Ryu is in it, stuff like that. Let's calm down. It's like we learned nothing from WandaVision. We build it's supposed to be the most epic thing ever, and then none of this shit happens. Calm down, relax, watch the movie. Because people are already getting pissed off on fan theories they're making that may or may not even be in the movie. Calm down, just relax. Watch the movie.
Spider-Man's a Snoke clone.
They got all these fan theories going on, stuff like that. Like people, they get too wrapped up in these fan theories, they forget about the actual movie. So calm down, watch the movie, enjoy yourself, and have fun. Let the fan theories go. Let them go. Leave for assholes like us, YouTubers, content creators.
What are we supposed to do then?
Right. I don't know. Enjoy the movie, I guess. I don't know. Oh, shit. Hold on. Before we get to the next topic, let me see what we got here. 616 man. 616 man online eating up the pooper scooper culture. Yeah. That's the thing. Like YouTubers, content creators, stuff like that. They eat off this stuff. They make their living off this stuff. 5 reasons why Doctor Strange is Mephisto in the new Spider-Man. They do all this weird shit and you eat it up and you make click. It's clickbait. That's all it is. It's the Church of Marvel. That's what we do here. That's what we do. Eli didn't even like Marvel. So there you go right there.
Well, the Marvel movies are getting a little whatever. When I thought of the trailer, I was like, oh, this seems like that one episode of like when you're watching like Supergirl or the Flash or the Arrow or whatever,
Oh, the
whatever
crossover
TV show.
episode. Yeah,
one of those episodes
sweet,
are like,
yeah.
it's like one of those. It's one of those wacky episodes, bottleneck episodes.
Right.
And just setting up shit. Like, again, all Marvel does is sets up other shit. Like Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trailer dropped, and everybody's talking about everything else but Spider-Man. Oh, it's going to set up this and Doctor Strange, and it's all to set up the multiverse, which is going to set up that and going to set up Kang and going to set up, other shit. It's never about what we're watching. It's about what's going to happen.
Now, to be fair, and you make a good point. Oh, let's see. Gabe got a wall of text. Let's see what we got when he has to explain one more thing to the various friends that made Doctor Strange. I think it was Mephisto's way of hiding his identity. I don't think it's Mephisto. I was just actually talking shit. I don't think it's Mephisto because, like I said, this movie has to be marketed to China, and China don't deal with that devil worshiping shit. So any image even remotely resembles Satanism.
So Wanda can't even be in this movie.
Right. Unless she's a mutant.
Yeah. She's not a witch, she's a mutant.
She's a mutant. There we go. Call it a day. Marvel's like, all right. So that's what's going on with the movie. So can we move on past that?
Sure.
I think we talked about Spider-Man long enough. Like I said, they're going to drop 5 more trailers for the movie drop. So we're not going to break down, but we'll get more clarity about what's going on. So let's talk about something that you're interested in, Eli. Cowboy Bebop.
Am I interested in this? I don't know.
I don't know if you are or not. I was like, is Eli otaku? I thought this wasn't the anime bullies, but you want to make it the anime bullies. So okay.
I don't know. Netflix gave us our first picks of the Cowboy Bebop live action.
I got screenshots.
Oh, do you? You know what? So do I. And I forgot to use my Candyman. How many times did I say that now? I had a Candyman.
Hey, you passed the limit. So at that point, I think like a double negative. He goes back in the mirror or something. Hey.
Oh shit! Shit! Wrong window. Sorry. Let me get that going. Okay. Yeah. So Netflix is adapting a live action version of Cowboy Bebop, the classic anime from like late 90s, whatever. One of Adult Swim's first big giant hits back in it. That's where I first saw it. Like
that and Dragon Ball Z, but yeah.
Yeah, 2000, 2001 or so, when my kid was just a baby. Yeah.
Let's see.
So Cowboy Bebop, the anime, is one of my favorite things like ever.
I knew it. You are an otaku. This is the anime bullies.
It's only this one. I tried to get into. I've gotten into Akira and Ghost in the Shell and shit, but this one, I was so into this. There's basically who Eli was before he saw Cowboy Bebop and who Eli is after he saw Cowboy Bebop.
Ah, okay.
It all goes back. It's all connected, But yeah, this is one of my favorite things ever. This is like, to me, one of the greatest pieces of storytelling in any medium of all time. I will put this up there with The Godfather. I will put this up there.
That's high praise. I would never thought you would put an anime show.
Yes,
on the same level as a Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Yeah, anything Spielberg.
This is cinema.
Scorsese, fucking Citizen Kane. Hitchcock, Shakespeare, Mark Twain.
Kanye,
the Mona Lisa, the Sistine Chapel. This is a work of art.
Walt Disney, Google.
Yeah, that's baby shit, Holmes. That's how much I hold, how much high regard I give to Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, so it's like Tolkien, Cowboy Bebop. Okay.
Yes. Middle Earth ain't got shit on the Bebop.
Right. Oh, man.
But I mean, this is just story-wise, it's just a space western. It's a western in space. It's bounty hunters going after crooks, doing crime thug shit in space. That's all it is. But it's the way it was told. It borrowed from Star Trek, Star Wars, Dirty Dozen, Magnificent Seven. But how the anime style, the music, the mood, the atmosphere, the action there's nothing else like it, you know. And you see so much of what we see now, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, like in, you know, Suicide Squad or the Avengers or Firefly, you know, that whole idea of a band of criminal misfits that come together and form a family. Fast and Furious shit, family, you know.
Right.
You know, that's what the main thing, that's Cowboy Bebop. You know, these criminals come together and form a reluctant bond. And there's an emotional weight to this anime that it's one of the greatest things ever. I cannot praise the anime enough. So as far as the Netflix live action version, I don't know.
I mean, have you seen any of the Netflix adaptation of any of the animes they've done?
I haven't watched Death Note or Rurouni Kenshin. I just popped up on my feed. I haven't watched that. Or
spoiler alert, they all suck.
That's right. Yes, Cowboy Bebop is a masterpiece, and yes, I agree.
So totally I'm missing out. So everybody's an otaku that listens to this podcast, except me. I'm like, I'm missing out.
This picture here, this, and the reason why I'm sharing this is Spike in a church, and you see a dead body there. He's got a gun in his hand. So this looks like it's a reference to the episode Ballad of Fallen Angels, which is the episode that elevated Cowboy Bebop from just being an anime into a fucking masterpiece.
Nice. Okay.
So that's why I got this image. But so yeah, I don't know. Like, is a live action version of this necessary? I don't know. I'm really skeptical about this because
is any adaptation necessary? It makes money. That's the thing.
You know, well, we gotta know this did start like most animes. It started out as a manga and got adapted into an anime. It's just, you know, like I said, with the music, the action, the style, the mood, you know, the characters. I mean, it's just there's like,
and that's the thing I want to talk about. Like when I watch Cowboy Bebop, like I said, I don't hold it near to my heart like I guess the rest of the world does, you know. But I did like one thing I did like about it was the music, you know. And I think they made like a Cowboy Bebop movie or like a cartoon movie, something like that, anime movie.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so like this guy, Spike Spiegel or whatever his name is,
Spike Spiegel, yeah.
That guy. Okay, so he was in a dog fight, fighting through some guys, whatever like that. And you like to have the jazz music in the background playing, and like one trumpet guy was just wilding the fuck out, like
yeah, the jazz,
yeah. And I was so into it. I was like, damn, who is this trumpet player? I forgot that this guy was fighting for his life to save the world and shit like that. It's almost like if you're watching Star Trek, you know, at the end, the raid on the Death Star, and you like some trumpet player just like
Star Wars?
Star Wars. And you just forget that Luke is, you know, about to save the universe and shit like that. No, who is that shit? Who is that guy?
Yeah. Cowboy, the soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop, and there's been multiple albums. But that was 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Yeah. That was one of probably only anime soundtrack I ever had. That's how much I was into it. I mean, the music was great. And just the way it all came together. You know how like Gomer is always like Watchmen is a story that can only be told in a comic book form.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about, you know, Cowboy Bebop. I was like, there's nothing gonna top that. The way that the anime is such a perfect thing. It's just it stands on its own as, like I said, as a perfect work of art.
Okay,
you know, so.
Can I add something? Okay, now I get it. This is the Mona Lisa. I get it. This is art. However, I do want to admit that I do think for this adaptation, even though we just see screenshots, I do feel like Netflix is trying.
They are
like
trying.
For instance, like we got Spike Spiegel, I keep forgetting his name is, but from what I've seen of the cartoon, he looks like him. You know, like I said, that's you know, the guy from Harold and Kumar, you know, I guess the sequel, Harold and Kumar.
Oh, he's looking ripped there,
yeah, you know.
He's
so I
all
guess
ripped, yeah.
Like, should he be Shang-Chi, I guess? I don't know.
I heard people were bitching about Faye, the woman who's
of
playing
course, because
she's flat-chested and her tits ain't big enough, but yeah.
Well, I mean, because like I said, I don't know the cartoon, but I do know in the cartoon that's what Faye looks like on there. And I've seen like doing research for this article, I watched
research.
You know, I saw plenty of cosplayers, you know, playing her. I was like, okay.
For science.
Right. I was wiping my head. That's some research there. Okay. So yeah, look, here's the thing. When you when fanboys complain about shit like this, like, oh, she got no tits, you know, it makes me really want to separate myself from them, you know, because they just bundle all us up in this, you know, we like, just watch the movie, man. Don't get upset because this chick didn't have any tits or she non-sexualized, stuff like that. You know, just because you can't jerk off to this Netflix movie doesn't mean it's not good. You know, calm the fuck down. You know, it'll be all right.
There's other shit you could jerk off to.
Exactly. Like the cosplay.
Leroy's research.
Right. I just say like the cosplay on that. Usually Netflix animation keep it cheap in general and casual friendly. So like I said, I usually don't have any faith in these Netflix adaptations, but from what I'm seeing so far, I mean, at least they're trying. I mean, I'm excited for it. I don't know much about this, but I'm willing to give it a chance to look at it. You know, now here's the thing: 616. Was that really a thing, or was he just another fan cast like he fan cast for every single sci-fi fantasy thing that comes out? Put Keanu Reeves in it. Silver Surfer. Put Keanu Reeves in it. You know,
I could see Keanu Reeves as Spike.
Everybody wanted Keanu Reeves. I mean, in the 90s, I could see it.
Or Keanu Reeves as Vicious. There is. I did look on the IMDb or whatever. There is a guy playing Vicious, and they actually released a Funko Pop figure of him too. So
okay,
Vicious does appear in this in the show. Vicious is. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I want to ask you about this. Okay, so who is this guy?
Oh, that's Jet. He's an ex-cop turned bounty hunter. He's a ship. He's that's the ship. The Bebop is his ship.
Okay, so let me ask you this: he was race swap, wasn't
he? Yeah, I think he was white. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to know how I know? Because it's a Japanese animation, and Japanese hate black people, so of course he wasn't black in
there. Yeah, and Ed. So far we haven't seen Radical Edward. She was like the little kid computer hacker. She doesn't appear in any of pictures.
So you're into this shit like I'm in the Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, yeah, you know all these people.
Yeah. They have Ein the dog, the smart.
Is that
dog? It's like the dog is like super intelligent. Ein,
like that she's holding a dog right there.
Yeah, that's Ein.
She's got a dog right there. Yeah. So.
Like I said, I was so went into this. I got the DVDs and shit. I actually went back and watched like a few years ago when I first got Hulu. Hulu has the Japanese version, like the Japanese language version.
Is it still there?
Yeah, I don't know, but I never seen the Japanese version. I watched that, and because I only seen the Cartoon Network version with the English actors on it. So yeah, like I said, I was super into this. This is one of my favorite things of all time, and I'm skeptical about the adaptation, a live action version. It can only be, just secondary. It's going to be secondary because.
But here's the thing, Eli. Even if it's bad, you have an emotional attachment to this. I can tell. Just like you and the rest of everybody else listening to this shit right now.
Yeah.
But so no matter what it is, you will get something from it. Even if it's bad, you'll get something from it. You take.
I'll have plenty to bitch about it.
Even if that, yeah. So her faded actions report responded to the haters. Probably so. I guess I don't know. So
but yeah, if you want to just see, I think you could watch Ballad of the Fallen Angels, that episode, and get what the rest of the show is about. I don't think
me, Eli. You know I'm a completionist.
Go ahead and watch. It's episode 4, but you could watch the whole thing. But episode 4, like that, you could watch that. If you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, watch that episode, and I think you will get the idea of the rest of the. You'll get it. I think you can go in a noob and understand what's going on, or just appreciate what you're seeing, because it's just so visually stunning, and the way that whole episode's put together. You'll get it. So
cool. Okay, I have homework. Okay. All right. So can we go on to the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm remove that. Boom. Okay. So next time we're going to talk about, we're moving on to the Vidja Game section. Yeah. And this is a weird one because we're going to talk about Fortnite again. But before everybody click off, like, I don't want to hear about no shit Fortnite. You want to hear about this one because this is weird because MLK is in Fortnite this week. So let me explain.
The man, not the street.
Not the man, not the street. Right. Martin Luther King Jr. is in Fortnite this week. So yes, this is a thing. I'm gonna go into detail about exactly what's going on with it because apparently, this weekend, August 28th was when he made the I Have a Dream speech. So they remade a museum where you can walk into the museum like in game and you can hear the speech in full. You can see like little tidbits and click on, little stuff like that. And it gives you more detail about it. It was made by some people that play the game. They just made it in game. You just walk by and see it. In the meantime, while you're shooting people in the face in the game. So my thing is, Eli, is this the right audience to do this or the right place to do this?
I don't know.
I don't know because
a shooting game with I'm not going to say. I'm not even going to say nothing. Okay. I don't
like we're just not going to because think about it because okay, they brought Martin Luther King in the game on the 28th. The very next day, they brought in Will Smith, Mike Lowry as Bad Boy as a downloadable skin. So that's what we're trying to talk about. I don't know if this is the game to do it in, or maybe it is the game to do it in because everybody plays that game. So why not?
So it's just his speed. You can learn about him. He's not a playable character.
He's not a playable character. You can't. I do think if you listen to the speech, you do get like some downloadable content. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't
grenade or some shit.
Right.
Grenade that only kills Nazis. Yeah,
right.
The Nazi grenade.
And anybody that's a KKK profile that kills them or something. Yeah. So yeah, but that's the thing. So it's weird. But I don't know if it's the audience for that. But at the same time, maybe it is the audience. Maybe the fact that it's not the audience for that makes it the audience for this.
If somebody learns something from that, who knows? Then I can say it's a good thing. My little tidbit.
Okay, I guess that's all I want to say. I just want to get off that. That's all I want to say about that. So
yeah.
we can move on from that. Martin Luther King on Fortnite. Okay, like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books, and we're gonna talk about the next section. Eli, you got more books than I do, so I'm gonna let you start off first. So,
okay, should I do Batman Reptilian number 3? I'll start out with that.
Knock yourself out. Let's see what we got. I got it right here. Okay,
I got my image Batman. So this is Garth Ennis and Liam Sharp on the art. This was intended to be Steve Dillon, but he unfortunately no longer with us. So yeah. Liam Sharp is doing the art. So this is basically Black Label Batman story, non-canon. Something is going around killing all of Batman's villains. And Batman's investigating, trying to find out what it is. Everybody's been attacked. A lot of Two-Face, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Harley, dead. They're all dead. Deathstroke, dead. Like you name it, they're dead, except the Joker. So in this issue, they're basically they're investigating. They think it's similar to Killer Croc, but they don't think it's Killer Croc, because it's a reptile. They figured it's got reptile DNA, but then the Joker is freaking out. He's like the last villain left, I guess. So he ends up going to the botanical gardens in Gotham and holds a bunch of people hostage. So of course Batman goes there, he breaks in, kicks everybody's ass. But then the Joker, he goes hiding in a cavern. And this was great. I thought this was hilarious. So, and the Joker's like in this like secret cavern in some cave in the botanical gardens. And he's like taunting Batman. He's like, "Come on, Batsy, come and get me. You know, I'm where I am. Blah 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 blah." And then and Batman's listening to him. And then Joker's still like, "I can hear you coming, Batsy. I can smell you. Blah 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 blah. And come and get me. I'm in the dark. Come on." And just talking shit to Batman. And then Batman's like, "Joker, I'm not in that cavern with you."
Oh damn!
And then we get so the Joker got. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So on the cover, that's the Joker, the one that's like looking like he's scared and shit like that. You just see a man on the cover of the book. So
Yeah. Yeah. So the Joker gets fucked up. I think he survived though. He's just like really mangled and got ripped apart and shit. So that's about it. You know, Joker got his ass whooped by some monster that's killing all of Batman's villains. And yeah, I love this. I'm really digging this book. It's, you know, Batman, you know, Garth Ennis writing Batman as an asshole, you know, even Alfred's a pompous prick. And yeah, it's just like a horror story, a horror comedy, because it's making me laugh. I thought this was hilarious. Yeah, so I give it a 4 out of 5.
So how many more issues left are in there?
I think one more. Is this 3, right? Yeah, I think there's one more. So, which would be nice because yeah, these Black Labor books are expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are. That's why I keep thinking about think twice about them. All right, so the book next up, we're gonna stick with DC. The book I'm gonna who we got there? Garth Ennis Batman sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he hates superheroes, but a lot of time people that write comics that hate superheroes love Batman. So they always do a certain take because they don't really consider Batman a superhero, basically. Yeah. I don't anyway, but yeah. All right, so the next book we're going to do is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2. We're going to jump into that one for people that haven't been catching what's going on. Superman's son, Clark Kent's son, Jonathan Kent, is the new Superman. He's the new status quo. He's moving forward in this book about him. Also written by Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor, y'all. So
yes.
Our guy, our rise. Is he rising star or is he there? Is he there now?
I think he's been there. He's kind of been there.
Yeah, I think he's earned his stripes. So I think he's there now. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much what the book is, and we're just gonna start off with it because the last issue we left off, he was talking to Damian Wayne about what he need to do about his secret identity. Damian Wayne said, look, Batman and Oracle, they can set you up with a new identity. That's no big deal, you know. So we go there and we start with first he listens to a podcast. He listens to a podcast of a dude called The Truth. The Truth is basically telling the world that there's this refugee ship coming from this nation called Gomorrah, but nobody wants to talk about it because everybody is kissing up to Gomorrah, and Gomorrah is trying to cover it up, you know. And basically Lois is downstairs and John, get your ass up, time to go to school, you know. So he puts his suit on, goes downstairs and puts a wig on, and he is now Finn Connors. Gabe, you're still listening, I figured you like this or probably hate this. One or the other, I'm not really sure. Because of course it's a nod to Superboy post-crisis Connor Kent. Yeah. So puts a wig on, you tell me he's fine, and he basically goes into his Cord Motors Jeep. Now, the Cord is not Ford. Cord is from Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle, because he owns his own Jeep. Here's the thing. Ford doesn't make Jeeps. Jeeps make Jeeps. I just want to put that out there. Anyway. it's a little thing, but it irritated me. That's all. All right.
Too fast, too furious.
Right. I'm pretty sure somebody in those movies drives a Jeep, but yeah. So he goes to Metropolis College, and it's his first day of enrollment. He goes there. Meanwhile, in the parking lot, there's a guy loading up an automatic machine gun with bullets all with, you know, carved thoughts and prayers on there. You know, so he goes there, talks to this purple haired kid. He like, you want to sign up for the media department? He's like, yeah, my name is Finn Connors. And then the green haired kid pulls an automatic rifle and basically points the gun and just shoots everybody, shoots the crowd. So kind of like, oh shit. So I guess I got to go into action. It was nice having a secret identity. So he goes in there. Now I want to show the whole panel, because this whole panel is awesome. It's just sick. You know, he just like dodging like some anime shit, you know. And basically said his Connor Finn days is over because he just exposed his secret identity because of this asshole shooter try to shoot up a school. So he knocks him out, scans him, trying to make sure he didn't have any bombs like that. The police takes him off, and that's it. So he turns around and asks everybody okay, and everybody realizes that he's Superboy. They're like, hey, you go to our school? That's amazing. Can I have your autograph? You know, stuff like that. And the purple haired kid that was in the media class, you know, saying, hey, you drop your wig. And he just leaves it, walks off, takes his Cord Jeep or his Jeep, and goes to the space. And he takes his Jeep and goes to the moon. Now, if it goes to the moon, he's just reflecting everything that's going on.
Can I just point out that how this comic took like the idea of school shooting and made it kind of lighthearted?
You know what? I didn't think about it. I was reading it, But when I was reviewing it, it hit me. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fucked up." But you're right. You are right about that.
Like,
so, but especially
those
since
zany school shootings.
wah, wah.
This is America. No.
All right. So back to the story. Okay. So, like I said, Jonathan's on. He's contemplating. He's sitting on the moon with his Jeep, and all of a sudden, a large shadow looms over him, and that large shadow is Superman. Get it? The symbolism. Shadow is casting over him, living in Superman's shadow. I see what you're doing, Tom Taylor. So basically sitting there with his son. He's just talking like, yeah, my ego is screwed. He was like, yeah. So they're looking at the world. He like, the world is big. And yeah, it's big, but it's small. It's like all this stuff. You can like, we both can hear, Dad. You can hear what I hear. You hear the ocean shrinking. You hear the ice melts captain. And you see that the humans on the planet won't do anything about it because of racism, because of tribalism, because of nationalism, because of borders, because all these things that he won't, or they just don't care. So he's like, yeah, I know you had a bad day. It's cool. He's like, well, tell me I'm wrong. He was like, look, he's like, what's really wrong with your son? What's really going on? He was just like, he just let I ask him, like, Dad, why don't you do more? This is the $1 million question. Superman, why don't you do more? And he was just like, look, I'm he like, look, bullets bounce off my chest, so I'm thick-skinned. So the reason I don't do anything is because this isn't my planet. I'm not from here. So I can't overstep my boundaries. There's only so much I decide to do, and I step back. And then he's just like, well, you're the greatest hero on the planet. If you don't step up, who will? And he looked like, you will step up. This isn't my planet. I'm not from here. You're from here. This is your planet. So the stuff I can't do, you can do because this is your world. You're not from Krypton. You have no ties to it. And don't worry about it. Your friends will help you out. He was like, Dad, I don't have any friends. You're like, don't worry about that. I got to give you a key to the house. You're like, I got a key to the house. You're like, no, not that house. This house, the Fortress of Solitude. So it goes to the Fortress of Solitude, and they have a father and son moment, and he gives him his suit. He was like, your grandma made this suit, but it got blown up by aliens in the alien attack. So Batman helped me fix it. And he's like, why are you doing all this? Why are you giving me the keys to the house? Why are you giving me this suit? He was like, because something might happen to me. I might have to go away. And if something does happen to me, I need to make sure that you have everything you need to take care of everything. So while he's there, he goes back home. He's back listening to the podcast. And the podcast is telling him more about that boat that is going from Gomorrah to Metropolis. And he just like, the boat is going to sink in the Atlantic Ocean, but no government is going to help because they don't want to piss off Gomorrah because they have so many resources. They're just going to look the other way. So Superman, Jonathan Kent's just like, well, if nobody else going to do it, I'm going to do it. He puts on the suit his dad gave him. A boy starts to drown and the whole boat is about to go under. And Jonathan grabs him, puts him back on the boat. And he's just like, and the boy tells him, my name is Takumi. And he's like, Takumi, my name is, I know what your name is. Your name is Superman. He flies off. So he goes to Metropolis and somebody says, it's a bird. Look up at the sky. It's a boat. And he's carrying a boat, from the Atlantic Ocean to Metropolis. So he drops in Metropolis and the police starts arresting everybody on the boat. They were like, put your hands behind your head. And Jonathan just like, no, you're not going to do that. And the police captain just telling him, what are you doing? We got due process. We have to process these people. They're going to be fine, but we have to follow procedure. He was like, no, you don't. You put handcuffs on them, I'm going to break them. And he's just like, fine. Don't restrain anybody. Let them go. So, he tells him, don't worry, I'm going to check on you later on. So he's sitting there looking over his sea. And that's when he gets snuck up on by the truth. The truth is just standing right there. He's like, how the hell you sneak up on me? He's like, well, you were distracted, And it takes off his helmet. It turns out it's that purple haired kid from earlier. Back to give him his wig. And he was just telling him what you did when you saved those, like you listen to my podcast. Oh, yeah, my number's about to blow up, So, but before we talk some more, I got to talk to you about what's going on because Gomorrah is more ruthless than you think. And now that you stepped in and made them look bad, they're going to come after you, especially their President Bendix, to be continued. Now, at first, I thought this was a sneak diss because the president name was Bendix and he wants to kill Superboy, just like Michael Bendis was trying to kill Superboy, But it turns out this guy is an old Wildstorm villain or hero. I don't know. Yeah, like I think he's from the Authority. So from when I was doing my research on this, 616 man, who is Bendix? Modern superheroes that sound like a myth nowadays. Yeah, nobody does it anymore. So Stormwatch, yeah, Game Note, Stormwatch. I think he's from Stormwatch. So that's the thing. So yeah, like I said, awesome story. It flowed good. You can see the difference between Jonathan Kent and Clark Kent, their ideology, and Clark Kent is basically he's expecting John to step outside the box. He knows he is. The stuff that he can't do, he let them do. So I'm interested in seeing where the story goes.
Yeah, I'm digging this. I mean, I like that Jonathan's sort of still looking for his own identity, you know.
Right.
He's he's not sure. He knows what he wants to do. He just doesn't know how to do it.
Right.
You know? And I thought, I like that. I'm digging this. Yeah. So.
Another question.
He has a question.
Yeah, Game.
Go for it.
Shoot, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, there you go. I knew 616, man. You own it. I knew you was on it. He's a Stormwatch A Luther level type character. That's what he seemed like. That's the vibe I was getting. Yeah. So, but at the same time, I still think this is a dig on Brian Michael Bendis. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, when you mentioned that, I didn't even think of that. You know,
right? So I was just like, I see what you're doing. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it is sort of making a reference. It's making us look or taking us another look at the superhero motif and what that means in today's world. You know, what do superheroes mean now?
Right. Now, keep in mind the whole concept of superheroes not stepping up and not doing more and not changing the world. This concept been around for decades. Like Grant Morrison wrote a story in the Justice League. Like, why don't the Justice League do more? You can literally change the world. Why don't you do more and just put out fires? And they made it some bullshit excuse. Oh, we don't want to take control of humanity. We want to sit there. Oh, that bullshit, you know.
Believe in free will.
Right. Yeah. All that bullshit. And Jonathan Kent just like, fuck all that. No, we need to do more, you know. Let's see what Gabe got. My Twitter feed blew up talking about. Okay, so Gabe, this one I read that also. I actually was going to breeze past that, but since you opened up Pandora's box,
Jonathan or Clark?
Jonathan. They're saying Superman. So just saying the same bullshit they did with Robin. So they saw the purple haired kid and they just, he's gay. That's what they thought. Oh, and if he's on a rooftop,
purple hair,
because he got purple hair. That's what they just ran off with. So since he has purple hair and he's on a rooftop with Jonathan, the purple hair guy must be gay. And since Jonathan is friends with them, he must be gay by association. They're just gaying it up on the roof. That's okay. They just ran off with it. That's the clickbait we're getting nowadays. Okay, that's weird. I read this and I didn't think anybody was gay, and I have a gay son, so I got a bit of a gaydar. So right. I didn't get that from this. But that's the world we live in now. That's where we are now. You know. Yeah. It's clickbait. It's clickbait. That's all it is. It's like what do we got here? God Almighty 1 2 3. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Damn it. That's the thing. That's the thing. What it is, Gabe. Like I said, I didn't click the clickbait, but I did see what you're talking about. And when I read it, I'm like, I bet you it's what they're talking about. I bet you it's what they're talking about. They saw purple hair and they just off to the races. I didn't know they were talking about, because I think I heard something about that, but I didn't know it was from this book. I thought, because there's like 1,000 Superman books now, like got dropped. Right. Lobo, like I read the Lobo one. Ugh. This is the Dance with the Devil. Yeah. Which one? So, what's his face? Immortal Technique. That's the "Fuck Your Day Up" song. Okay. All right. So what you got next? Since we're talking about Superman, I'll do Superman 78. Superman 78. Okay. Yeah. So this is yes, this is in the tradition, basically in that universe. Yeah. Oh, wrong. Let me. Okay. That's the one superhero theme song you can hum off the top of your head. You can't do Avengers. You can't do what's that other one? Yeah, you can't, like what's Nolan's Batman's theme? Right. Da-da, da-da,
Dun,
da-da.
dun, dun, like, yeah, but everyone knows the Donner Superman theme.
Dun, dun, dun. You can just do that and
Yeah.
everybody just knows what it is. You know?
Dun, 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 dun. And that's basically what this comic was. It's totally in that whole tradition of Donner's Superman. You have it's basically a continuation of that universe, of that world. You know, you can it's basically got, you know, Perry White and Lois, and there's a conversation at the Daily Bugle. You can totally, it takes place in the 70s and
Planet.
did I say Bugle? Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Daily Planet. And yeah, it's totally in that vein, that style. You know, Clark Kent with the hat and all that. You know, tell the homie the plot to Dance with the Devil. That just listen to Dance with the Devil by Mortal Technique, and you'll get bummed out like a motherfucker. But Superman, yeah. So Brainiac,
Nuclear Man. I think you mean Nuclear Man, Gabe. But yeah,
Solar Man's universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brainiac basically shows up on Earth looking for, you know, worlds to destroy as usual. He sends a Brainiac robot, a Brainiac bot, a Brainy bot. I don't know what you call him. Drone or whatever. Down to the planet, and you know, down to the metropolis, and Superman and the robot start fighting. Totally in that whole style of, you know, Superman 2 when he fought Zod and Ursa, you know, flying through buildings and shit. Let's see. Can I go there? No. Let's see. How about this? There you go.
No, he punches the Brainiac robot. And also, Brainiac was supposed to be the villain of Superman 3, but they changed last minute.
Yeah.
But even at the end, the motorized robot was even Brainiac-like, you know.
Yeah. So basically they have a fight. They're going punching each other through buildings and shit. And then the robot does a scan on Superman and say, "Oh, you're not a human. You're a Kryptonian. So you're not from here." So then he emails Brainiac up in space like, "Yo, there's a Kryptonian on Earth," and you know, Brainiac's like, "Excellent," and then to be continued. So this was a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a total tribute to Richard Donner's Superman movies. Yes, you can totally hear the theme song going on. Does he take the S off his chest, or does he kiss
the telephone?
Kisses Lois and she loses her memory or something. The super
right.
lips,
Okay. Let's talk about that for a second, because the Superman movies have a bad rap. Now, yes, Richard Donner made the original Superman movie. However, he was fired halfway in making Superman 2. So a lot of the really dumb shit that happened in Superman 2 was not him. That throwing the S in his chest, something like that was somebody else. The kissing, memory wipe, somebody else. The same guy that made Superman 3. So it's a lot of screwy shit with these movies. So, but yeah, there's a Donner cut of Superman 2 where none of that shit is in there. But yeah.
Yeah, I actually own one of I think Superman 2, the Donner cut.
Yeah, which is why some people were so, you know, animate about the Snyder cut, because they got a Donner cut like 40 years after the movie came out. You know, whenever it came out, Donner cut really wanted to see Batman 89 as well.
Yeah, I reviewed. We did Burton 89 or Batman 89.
Now here's my thing. Now here's the reason why I didn't pick up this Superman 78 book. The reason I didn't pick up this Superman 78 book, because I saw the writer of the book. And I was like, not that he's a bad writer, but he's not the writer. He's not the original screenwriter or the guy that knew the original notes where it was going at. Meanwhile, with Batman 89, Sam Hamm, the original screenwriter of those movies, is writing Batman 89. So you can tell he's writing what he wanted to write. Where this is kind of like, let's just tell a Superman story that looks like Christopher Reeves, you know. Because this same Brainiac story is the same one Jeff Johns wrote back in 2006. I mean, okay, whatever. Or any Brainiac story for that matter.
It's still fun. I gave it a 4, you know.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Okay. You got me there. Touche, Gabe. Touche. You got me there. I can't talk my way out of that one. He did that. That is a thing.
What's that shit like Superman? What was that? Was it Big Bang Theory? Was that what I heard? Is that band topic. But anyway, they're talking about like when Lois fell off the helicopter, and Superman flew and saved her. Like that's scientifically impossible because the rate of speed that Superman would have to fly to catch Lois, he would go through her like a car, and she'd explode.
Right. Because the point of impact was that I thought about it, but the kinetic energy of we're not the Big Bang Theory. We're not going to go there. I thought about that, but we're not going to do that.
It's Superman.
Right. It's fuck it. It's all right. So next book I'm going to do, Eli, is Robin #5.
Robin, the Damian book?
The Damian book, yeah.
Okay. I have not read
because there is no other Robin other than him. in my opinion, All right. So, and the reason I picked it up because I was just like on the cover of it. I'm gonna see if I can show you the cover. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So the cover is actually the whole bunch of Robin. So to get people up to speed about exactly
all the Robins, huh?
It's all the Robin, even spoilers. She's up there too. So to get people up to speed, what's going on? Robin is in a Mortal Kombat Kumite on an island to fight to the death with some ninja assassins. Now to keep people up on what's going on, the night before I'll tell you. Anyway, let's get to it. Anyway, this book is Robin versus Robins. Damian versus all the Robins. That's what this book is.
Okay.
That's why I picked it. I was like, oh, I got to read this shit. So, so the book starts off with Ravenger, Rose Wilson,
Black
Deathstroke.
Panther.
Oh yeah, not Black Man. That book comes out in September, so we'll review that one also. So we got Rose Wilson, who is Deathstroke's daughter and Red Hood's girlfriend. Or one of his kids. Deathstroke got a bunch of kids and shit like that. Anyway, this is the day before, and the reason. Remember when the last book we reviewed, Robin got stabbed in the chest. Was
there that book where Damian might have been Deathstroke kid too, or some shit?
Right, and they never. I guess they said whatever and just let it go. It just didn't care. But yeah, so last time we reviewed the book, then Robin won. The book ended with Robin getting a sword through his chest. It turns out this island, anybody that's living on this island can be resurrected anytime. That's why he can't die. So it's like you just respawn.
Yeah.
So this is the day before the actual real tournament begins. So the whole time he's been training up until this point for training, he's been training like Ra's al Ghul, his granddad, Talia, some other people on the island, Rose, Ravenger. He's been training with them, to fight in this Mortal Kombat type tournament. But he left the island, to go train or some shit like that. And while they went there, everybody's like, hold on, what? And I don't even know who this person is, but I'm not just going to know past that. Anyway, we got Connor Hawk here. For Arrow fans, yes, this is Oliver Queen's son. Not Diggle's son, it's Oliver Queen's son. But he was written out of continuity. But it's a continuity man anime. He's been written back in continuity. But we're just going to go past that. Anyway, it's about to go. And everybody like, where's Damian? And it turns out Damian is being chased down by all the Robins. Tim, Nightwing, Red Hood, Stephanie Brown, spoiler, Nightwing, they're all chasing him down. They're all going after him. And they're like, look, we heard what you're doing. We're trying to bring you back home. And we were like, we heard some weird shit about you. We heard you've been training with Ra's al Ghul. You went back with your mom. You fight ninja assassins. Like, you on some wild shit, Robin. You need to come back home. He was like, see, that's what I figured. I knew you wouldn't trust me.
I do what I want. No.
That's basically exactly what he said. Like, y'all can't take me back to Gotham. Y'all can go to hell. They were like, and they're like, death tournament. You're like, damn, Cassandra Cain would love a death tournament. And she was like, how come I never heard of this shit? That's what Red Hood is saying. Like that.
That's right. She was part of the league, right?
Right. And she, right. And she, either she's never heard of it or she's not there. They feel like they should be there also. He's like, look, I'm investigating the case. You guys get the hell out of here and leave me the hell alone. And I got to hurry up and get back to the island. Otherwise, I'll be disqualified for the tournament, And so he's just like, look, I'll make a deal with all of y'all. If y'all can catch me, I'll come back. I won't even fight. I'll go back with you if you can catch me. And that's when he's like, okay, cool. And Red Hood's just like, okay, cool. It's been a while since we had a rooftop race. So basically like the Ninja Turtles cartoons and shit like that, where they all race to fight go each other. So they all just race that trying to catch him. And then Tim Drake tries to get it. He was like, ooh, maybe if I was computer, maybe you could catch me, And then he sees Spoiler going after him. He's just like, look, Damien, I know we had our moments. And Tim's like, yeah, like that time he slit my throat. You're like, look, And then she was like, oh, is that why you two are on a break? You know, and then he does some shit where he flips them and knocks them both down, takes them both out, keeps running, you know, and then that's when Nightwings are like, look, I was raised by acrobats. I can beat Batman in a foot race or on a rooftop. You can't stop me. You're like, oh, is that real? Or were you raised by clowns, Rick? And then he takes out his rope and then drops. He's like, you son of a bitch. You know, he drops to, you know, he drops down. And then that's when Red Hood, you know, throws a bunch of ninja stars at him and shit like that. And Damian flips. He's like, oh, so you want to go at me? He was like, look, man, I don't make me trank you. I will shoot your ass right now. He was like, oh, you think you so special because you the Robin didn't I? Guess what? We all died. You know, I could catch you up, but I left my crowbar in my other cape. You know, she was like, oh, you trying to piss me off, so I can't shoot you. He's like, look, I know everything about you, Jason. Damon is the best one out of all of us. That's just flat out. Tim, luckily he can't hear me. He's the smartest. But you're the most emotional. So he just hugs him. And Jason just stands there. And then Damon electrocutes him. He was like, jackass. And just runs off from him and shit like that. So while he's basically taking everybody out. It's a home stretch. He sees the boat going back to Lazarus Island, which is the island for the Mortal Kombat tournament. And all he hears is happy birthday. He's like, look, I ain't got time for your shit, Nightwing. Look, if you let me go, let me go. He's like, nah, I got your birthday present. Here you go. Like, open it up. So he opens it up and he sees, and it's a bar that just says versus the world on it. He's like, what is this? And he was just like, look, I left home too. Just like Bruce did, just like you did. And when I left home, Alfred gave me that. Alfred gave me that because he knew I needed something back from my own home. So he took my trapeze bar and wrote versus the world on it so I could have it with me everywhere I went. And since it's your time to leave the house, I'm giving it to you. That's your birthday present. Because I know you need to figure out yourself just like I did. You know, and basically he was saying, yeah, that's what he was saying. And when he hears Alfred, it triggers him. So he quit acting like an asshole. And he basically just tells Dick, look, I was there. I saw the whole thing. And Dick and Knight was like, I know. And my bad. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you when it happened. You know, when the night Alfred died. And he was like, look, the reason I'm doing this for you is because, Jason, me, Tim, we were all Bruce's first Robin. You were my first Robin. So you're my responsibility. So I believe in you. I believe that you can do the stuff that you say you're going to do. If you have to go out of here and figure out who you are, go do it. Because we all had to do it at one point, and now it's your time to do it. And Damon's just like, you caught me. Fine, I'll go back. And that's when Nightwing's just like, oh, no, Damien, stop. Don't get away. And he was like, what are you talking about? And then he winks at him. Don't go. I will catch you. And you're like, okay. So he runs off, you know. And basically all the other Robins finally catch up with him because he whooped their ass so bad. They're like, well, where you go? He got away from him. I'm like, oh, shit. You know. So, look, everybody had to leave. Now it's his turn. And they just walk off. Now, some more to the story. I'm not going to bother. It's a Kumite fight.
Lazarus,
they all fight. Yeah. All the shit like that. I just want to see the Robin versus Robin fight. That's the main thing. So it was a poignant story. Well, you know, you get in a fight with your brothers, but at the end of the day, your brothers are your brothers. You know, so
very Ninja Turtle-esque.
But are the Ninja Turtles them or are they the Ninja Turtles? That's the thing. The thing with the bar that explains why Dick uses. But he only gave him one bar though. You know, but I guess it would make sense why he did that. Bisexual Robin idea came from Tim Drake gave jokes in 2000 about Tim Connor. I heard about that also 616 Man because people were shipping Superboy and Tim Drake and they decided to make it a real thing. They took a meme and made it a real thing. Dumb as fuck, but whatever. So, yeah. So, or maybe that's why they sent Superboy's gay. Because they're talking about the other kind of Kent, but I don't know. But they said Superman, and that's kind of Kent. Anyway, your turn. I'm done with this story.
All right, I will do United States of Captain America #3.
I did read this.
Did you?
I did, but we have a rule. We have an unspoken rule. Like I said, since we know who's on the cover, you have to do it for the culture.
We have to, yeah. We got the color. We're color coded.
Exactly. Like you can't. If we review Blade, you can't do a Blade book.
I can't say shit.
Right. Oh shit.
All right. So United States of Captain America #3. This has Captain America traveling and Sam Wilson traveling the country, finding a network of people who have taken up the mantle of Captain America to help out their communities.
The captains,
the captains of America. And then Speed Freak and
Sin.
Red Hood's daughter. Red Hood. Red Skull's daughter.
Red Skull. Yeah. Sin. That's her
Sin.
name.
They're trying to kill them because they want to kill
America.
The idea of America. So they happen upon were they at Kansas or some shit? I can't remember. There's a Native American Captain Native America. His name is Joe Gomez. He is a construction worker and he helps out the people on the res, helping them fix up stuff and shit. And Sam and Steve track him down. They're like, yo, Speed Freak and Sin want you dead, and we're kind of, we're trying to protect you guys. And then they show up and start shooting, and he gets shot.
Because his shield wasn't bulletproof. That's the fucked up part about it. Like, what kind of Captain America are you, man?
All right, it's Native Captain America. And what happens? He gets shot.
Captain America, let me block these bullets with my my chest.
If I didn't read comics digitally on my tablet, I would have threw this motherfucker. I was like, oh.
Download it to a flash drive and stomp on that shit. That's what you should. You had one job. You had one job, Captain America.
Yeah. Indian Cap. Yeah.
Like, how the fuck you get shot and you got a shield? That's
So then they have a fight. They fight, but then in the end, the Native Captain America guy manages to punch Speed Freak.
Well, they explain it. They explain it because Speed Freak was picking up the shield at the time because he got stuck in the ground. So that the time when he was picking up the shield, that's when Gomez was able to get him. Yeah. But then he just ran off anyway. So
he punched him. So he got to punch him.
Yeah. It didn't do shit, but
it didn't do shit, and he didn't do shit, and this book didn't do shit. Like,
right.
And then at the end, there's a little origin story, which I'll give a little credit. This was a Darcy Little Badger, and
I love this story. I love this story.
This made up. You get an origin story of Joe Gomez. He's at a construction site, and Bulldozer from the Wrecking Crew shows up, and he gets into a little skirmish with Joe Gomez, and Joe Gomez makes him fall off the crane.
I do like that Thunderball wasn't there.
Okay.
Because remember, he teaches in Wakanda now. Black Panther. In the Black Panther book in Ta-Nehisi's last issue, he became a teacher for the schools of Wakanda. So he left the Wrecking Crew. He's no longer with the Wrecking Crew. So that's why there's only 3 of them here. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I will admit, this is one moment, the one page where that made all this worthwhile. It made up. It's when Joe Gomez is dangling off the crane. He's up in the air, dangling off it, and he's talking about the Wrecking Crew. They're enemies of the Avengers. It's like, will the Avengers come and save me? He's questioning like, well, I'm native, and then he starts going into like, I'm native, and my people are always ignored. We're invisible. Why would the Avengers come and save me? And then lo and behold, Captain America grabs him from fall and saves him. And that's
right
sort
at the
of
last minute. Yeah.
Yeah. That's sort of that's what gave him the catalyst to become
a fanboy
and become Captain Native America.
Yeah. Because he got all kind of collectibles and Funko Pops and shit in his room with Captain America.
So that moment was cool. I did dig that. But in the end, this still felt like virtual signaling. I mean, I will give Marvel props for finding a native writer and a native artist to work on this book. But it would be nice.
Was it only the last issue?
I think
like the last
the little short story. I think
that was just a native writer. I think the other story was whatever.
Yeah, because I'm sure a native writer wouldn't have wouldn't have had the Indian guy get shot right away.
Right. I'm like, well, you a shit Captain America, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I will give Native. Yeah, I will give Marvel its props for hiring some natives to work on the book, but it would also be nice if they got them to work on other than the token minority books. You know what I mean?
But that's what this whole series is. Like I said, we had a gay Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the second issue, so I don't know who the hell was in that. We got
she was
Native
the black Captain America, black woman Captain America.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we got Native American Captain America. I don't know who's next, but they just like they're literally checking boxes.
Yeah,
each issue check. So it's just like this is a waste of time, and we will never see the character again. Like I said, who needs a Captain America that gets shot with a shield? So you're not gonna see this guy again.
Yeah. And that's what's disappointing. It reeks. It's got a little bit of whiff of tokenism, which I can smell a mile away.
Right.
I do like. Yeah, I'll get. The message is there. I love the message. I love the ideology of, the Captain America is an ideal, and everybody who's in America should be represented by Captain America.
Which I want to ask you about that also, Eli. How do you feel about a Native American superhero wearing the American flag, the Stars and Stripes?
Yeah,
we've talked about this before, but I mean, now that you see it,
it's the same. It's the same theme on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Those same questions, like why,
right? Because, like I said, for minorities, people of color, the Stars and Stripes have a different meaning than everybody else. It doesn't, this doesn't give us pride and patriotism. It doesn't.
Yeah, I wish they would have. I wish they would have explored that a little more. Of like,
right, because when we see these colors, it's usually tied to a pickup truck, with a MAGA tag on the back of it, and that makes us let me get the fuck the other way.
and that pickup truck is parked in a driveway where if I walk past their house, they'd be looking at me ready to call the cops.
Right.
So I'm not included in that flag that he's waving.
If I see that flag hanging over a house, I know, okay, I need to not go by that house. I need to go the other way because I don't want to know. I don't want them to think whoever's in the house thinking something's going on over here, the kid like people. So, but I think Marvel thinks that it's supposed to like, oh yeah, we just see representation, yay! All representation isn't good representation. You just can't slap, American flag on a Native American guy and just call it a day and just think, pat myself on the back. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, we're all good now, right?
Right. We met our quota. Like, no.
Yeah.
Gotta be ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think like, you guys got your TV shows, a couple of TV shows now, right? We're good, right? We all good.
You got your one sitcom. You should be happy.
Right. Yeah, but then that's the thing is after shit like Reservation Dogs and Rutherford Falls and Blood Quantum and Molly of Denali. After all that, when I see something like this, it's like, yeah.
You can tell it's not it's not an authentic voice. You can tell.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool to see, natives getting work. But hire a native writer to work on your X-Men book. Hire a native writer to work on your Spider-Man book. Don't just give them your token minority book that comes out, once every
and bring
month.
Back Thunderbird, not just as a jet. Don't name him as a jet. Don't call him. What the fuck? You really called your jet
the Jeep Cherokee,
right? Like, is anybody in the writers' room when you do this shit? That's
the Dodge Dakota. Yes.
Right. Oh man, the edit wanted to kill off Steve Ryder, replace him with David Barry character from cast supporting. Oh, I didn't know that. Died with the character.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either. What
I was. That's the thing is, I was never a fan of Captain America until the movies. I mean, I'll keep it real. I never, growing up, my whole life, I see a captain of what country that oppressed my people? Fuck that.
Right.
I ain't reading that shit.
This is America. Blonde-haired, blue eyes. This is America.
Yeah, I never read that shit. I couldn't give a shit until those movies, until Winter Soldier and that shit. I was like, okay, Cap is the shit.
Right. Don't they try that with their voices line?
Yeah, we're getting another book. It's in November. So once a year we
Right. And then the characters go away. You know.
And then, we're once a year where we get some native characters. So yeah, I this was a little bit disappointed, and I had my expectations already low.
Yeah. Honestly, like I had dropped this book. I only bought this particular book because I knew you were going to review it, and I just want to say, let me just see what the hell is going on. But honestly, I had dropped this book.
Yeah, I appreciate, the message, and yes, we should all be included, and diversity and representation matters. I get the message. I get the idea. But back to what I was saying about Candyman, where does, being woke, trumps good storytelling? So you can be woke as you want, but if you fucking have the native Captain America guy get shot right away.
Right. Like in his first fight, he gets shot.
Whack ass shit.
I was like, does his shield have bullet holes in it? Like, what, really?
I was wondering, does he just have a powwow outfit on? That's not armor at all. He's just
not vibranium or no shit, like something,
you better put like a leather jacket or something if you're riding a motorcycle. They sell
bulletproof vests down the street where you stay at, man. You can wear that when you're fighting crime. You just don't have to wear like a t-shirt.
Shit, you grab a garbage can lid or something.
Like, just don't go to Party City. Like, wear a vest under that shit. Oh man, what did we talk about this book long? Let's see. Thunderbird was a B&O. Then Barley comes up in his origin story. Lazy Claremont. Okay. Barely comes up in his origins. I mean, they killed him. So I mean, why would it come up?
Hey, he was a vampire in what? The Necrotia storyline or whatever.
Oh, so he did come back? Okay, cool.
Yeah, but he was like a vampire, and Warpath fought him and shit. And they were vampires.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I was gonna do another book, but I'm gonna skip that book, even though that book was awesome. It was Thor number whatever. Book was awesome. But I'm not gonna review it because we're running low. I want to do 3 books, and the last one I'm gonna do is Icon and Rocket. Let's do this one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like I said, I was a little harsh on the last issue. Eli, this one is starting to pique my interest. This issue is starting to pique my interest. You read it, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I read this.
Okay, so like I said, Richie Hudlin, he's back with another issue. And we're gonna hit the ground run, just talk about what's going on with this one. So more Black Mana. They love Black Mana.
Yeah, they're pushing Black Mana.
They're pushing the hell out of Black Mana.
When is that coming out?
September. I mean, they want you. They want you to know it's coming out in September.
Okay, September, not February. It's
not Black History Month, like
because the Indian Marvel Voices coming out in November.
Right, Black Manta, written by Method Man. Like, no, man. Oh yeah, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so you got this this reporter in the hood, the worst crime area in Dakota City. Basically talking about Simon bases being cleaned up by Icon. And the interesting fact that this is actually 2 weeks before the Big Bang, making Icon the first superhero of Milestone Universe, like canonically in the story. So he's interviewing the police. The police are basically just saying, "Oh yeah, we have a tougher hold on crime. That's why that's why crime is dropped." So it's got nothing to do with the superheroes flying around. Like, no, not them. So anyway. Raquel, Rocket, she got these 2 kids that tell her, you need to come with us. Why? What do I need to go? When you get there, you'll know why you need to come with us. So she knocks on the door and they like, Tisha, go answer the door. Some dude says, Tisha, go answer the door. So Tisha answers the door. Tisha has a black eye. So she's like, what the hell? So Raquel's like, open the door. I need to find out what's going on. So and she's like, damn, you literally wearing a wife beater while beating your wife, So he's just like, oh, who the hell brought you in my house? So she runs at him. And he's about to punch her, and then she just throws him through a wall, using her rocket belt powers. And she's just like, take all his other shit and throw that out with him. So then the reporter is trying to review people in the neighborhood about who are these superhero people, who is a superhero in the neighborhood? Because we know she lives here because she keeps doing stuff. And the same kids that brought her to the house, like, I don't know what she looks like. I never met her before. Everybody in the apartment, looks like I ain't no snitch. You don't get any information from me. So just like, okay, whatever. So then the police go to her mom's house, Miss Irvin. And it's like, we need to ask some questions. Like, do you have a warrant? Like, we just don't want to ask some questions. We're just like, we have evidence that Raquel is Rocket. She's a superhero. She's going around causing domestic violence. Like, you have any proof? Oh, we got plenty of proof, But look, we're not after her. we know the guy that in the cape is the one calling the shots. So just have her tell her who other guy is, and we'll let it go. Otherwise, we're gonna bring up charges on her. And while they're doing it, you knock on the door. She's like, hold on, let me answer this door. And this tall ass Amazon lawyer chick named Zamaria. I'm probably screwing her name. Zamaria Collins, the name. She was like, don't say another word. Don't talk to anybody. I'm your lawyer now. These guys don't have warrants. Tell them to get the fuck out of your house. And they leave because they don't have warrant. They're like, well, we'll be back, you know. And then that's when Raquel finally walked out. She'll be back in the room the whole time. And that's when the lawyer tells her that, yeah, it's a lot of people that want to make sure that nothing happens to you two. And that's what I'm here for. So I would go to that. We go back to Icon. We finally shows up in the book. Augustus Freeman, he's a lawyer. And he gets greeted by the NSA, his new handler for the NSA. He's like, what happened to the last guy? Oh, he died years ago. Like, oh, he died of old age. So I'm your new contact. And she's just like, look, the NSA has problems. We've been doing everything we can to keep you secret on this planet, but you're out here giving your technology to teenagers and going around fighting drug dealers, you know. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm doing it because I'm cleaning up a neighborhood for some stuff that not only you should be doing, but you're causing. Like, you're dumping all your toxicity into these poor neighborhoods, and that's why they're struggling so hard. You're like, yeah, play me a violin. Look, knock all this shit off. You're like, stop being Icon, stop being Rock, and stop all this stuff like that. He was like, look, you couldn't stop me if you wanted to. You tried to kill me before and you couldn't do it. You know how many times you tried to kill me? So I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do. He was like, okay, fine. We will find a way to do this. So anyway, the next day, it turns, well, not even the next day, that evening. So you got two drug dealers, the two dope boys called Zeus and what's the last game? Zeus and Capone.
Zeus Capone, yeah.
Yeah, Zeus and Capone. So it's just like, we got no more workers. All of our dope boys won't work the street anymore because anytime you go on the street, rocking an Icon, knock them out. And plus, AKs and Uzis don't do shit against these guys. You're like, don't worry about that. I'll handle them. Just get the boys back on the street. We need to make this money. And that's when the wall come crashing in, and it's Icon and Rocket. They're like, Zeus, Capone, your time is up. And so Zeus takes off. He like, yeah, y'all cover me. And so they shoot at Icon for no reason whatsoever. And while they're doing that, they throw a grenade at Rocket. Rocket catches it, and her belt actually absorbs kinetic energy and makes her stronger. So she just slaps the shit out of those guys. While they're doing that, that's when Zeus actually appears, and he's got some kind of Dr. Octopus robot flamethrower robot suit, and he's like hitting the Icon and shit. And you know, and he actually shoots a missile at him, but the missile fires past him and actually blows up the bar, the club. You know, so while they evacuating everybody in the club, you know, one of the fat chick in there talking about something. I left my purse. I got my house keys in the purse. You know, and she's like, "Fuck your purse." You know, get your fat ass out of the bar. So basically, Zeus gets away. And they're like, "How the hell did Zeus get away from us? Like, he was in like this big ass robot suit." You know, but they can't get him. So, anyways, Icon's just like, we got bigger problems. How the hell a local dope boy get his hand on tech like that? Obviously, there's some major players in that want to make sure these drug dealers get back on the street because he can't afford that shit, you know. So while he gets back on the ship, that's when Zeus make a phone call. He's like, okay, they gone. It's go time. So that's when they see Miss Irvin walking down the street, and these two guys walk up to her. They're like, okay, let's do it. And right before they walk up, that's when they see the community standing in front of them, just like, where you think y'all going? If y'all think y'all finna talk to Miss Irvin, y'all got to get through us first. They're like, look, old man, y'all ain't gonna do nothing unless bullets bounce off your chest. You better stand out of the way. He's like, it's 6 of us. You don't think one of us got a gun on us? He's like, y'all choir boys ain't gonna do a damn thing. He's like, you don't know who I was before the Lord called me. So I might have a gun on me. I might not. You want to find out? And they just like, that's all right. We'll be back. And they just walk off. And that's where we get the story about Benedict Lord, who looks an awful lot like Don Johnson. That's just me, you know. But yeah, so apparently this guy is as old as Icon. He's like, look, I've been with the agency since your great grandfather was with the agency. He was just like, so do you think you could take out Icon? You're like, I did before. You're like, what do you mean you did before? Well, let me tell you a story. So when Icon first came to this planet, he was a slave. He didn't know who he was. He had no powers. He was a slave. But he eventually got his memory back. When he got his memory back, he got his powers back. So when they tried to crack that whip on his back, he was like, nah, that ain't happening. So he ran the slave owners off their own land, even though they've been there for generations. He ran them off their own land, and he told them any slave that comes to this plantation is an automatic free man, and ain't nobody gonna tell me different about it. And that's what it is. So the thing is, like I said, he's in the middle of Georgia. This is in the middle of the Civil War, and they're just like, look, we got to do something about this. We can't have a black man in the middle of the Civil War clearing free slaves during the Civil War. So they decided to get their pitchforks, you know, and torches, and they decided to go back to the plantation. They're like, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna take an ear. We're gonna take a toe. We're gonna take a souvenir from him, you know. But what they wasn't expecting for a black man to have superpowers. So while he's there, he just rushes at him. He don't waste any time. They start shooting at him. So like that, he kills everybody. He lets a few of them go to, you know, to send a message. He's like, don't bring your ass back here. I said it. Any black man comes here is a free man, you know. So they come back with more weapons, miniguns, automatic weapons, all kinds of stuff trying to kill him. It don't work. He beats him again. So when Icon realized they're just going to keep coming and keep coming, he was like, okay, fine. I'll bring the fight to them. So he takes an army of slaves and goes to the seat of Confederacy. He takes the fight directly to them. He was like, y'all march with me. But he leaves them. He goes into the house by himself, just run in there, kills everybody, burns down the Confederate house where the Confederacy president is located, and walks out with the head of President Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederate States of America back during the Civil War. Walks out with his head, you know. So, and then that's when he gets stabbed in the chest, you know. So what Benedict Lord did, and so like I said, the NSA officer, like, why haven't I heard about this? Like, the reason you haven't heard about it because of me. I covered everything up. Anybody that ever known about it was killed. I made sure no newspapers reported about it. And matter of fact, we covered up Jefferson Davis' death. We told him he was incarcerated. We told him he was in the hospital. And when he got out, we just replaced with somebody else. Nobody really knew what he looked like anyway. You know. So that's your Black History Month. And don't worry, I killed him once. I kill him again, but this time I'll make sure we stay dead. And that's the story. I was like, whoa, what the hell, man? That Eli, that one got me. That was I was like, whoa. Now I'm on board. Now I'm on board with this.
That was like Tarantino and Glorious Bastards, like rewrite.
Yeah, like you rewrite history. So give me some stuff, because that was always a question. Like, if you got all these superpowers, why don't you stop slavery? Like, you always ask all these black superheroes back in the day, why don't you stop slavery? This is why. He tried to. Somebody stopped him. You know, he was about to end slavery by himself. You know, Icon of Rock C1 sound like HBO TV. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Eli, how long do you think it's gonna take before Reggie Hudlin pitches as an HBO series?
I'm sure he already did.
He already did. They wait for him to finish it and see what the numbers look like. You know, on Comic-Con or Diamond or whatever the sales are again. Oh, that's right, DC love Diamond, whatever. That's going to be familiar ground, getting better. Yeah, that was saying, Gabe. This book is now selling me. If Milestone can crank out some more books at this level, then I'll start promoting them more. Right now, because I don't want to talk shit about them. I don't want to talk bad about them. I'm just not saying anything. Except on this podcast. Nobody listens to podcasts. I'm like, whatever. No. But I mean, in social media, where actually people listen to what we say, you know. Yeah. But if they start cranking out better books, I'll start quoting them. But this book, this is their best book so far. So yeah, Icon almost in the Civil War by himself. I'm into it. So what you got, Eli?
My last book I'll do is Alien #6.
Okay.
Marvel has picked up the Alien series from Dark Horse and have been doing the comics now. So this is the last issue in this particular story arc. We have this mercenary who used to work for Weyland-Yutani, the company that has been doing experiments on aliens. He was like their head of security. He retired, but then his son joined up with some activists who are sort of trying to expose the corruption of Weyland-Yutani. And him and his girlfriend, they go and break into a facility, an alien lab, to try to expose the truth. And then, of course, you know, the aliens let loose and a bunch of them get killed. So the company pays them like, yo, go get your son, go rescue your son, but you have to bring back the alien specimen, because that is a special sample. It's called the Alpha. It's the only one that exists, and we need that for the Alien Queen. So yes, Marvel made up a new alien called the Alpha. You know,
how do you feel about that?
yeah, it's whatever. You know, they couldn't have a queen. It's like, you know, Marvel trying to copyright some shit. Unnecessary, but whatever. Instead of the queen, we have the king. You know, so basically they've been trying to escape. His son has been impregnated by an alien. He's got an alien inside him. The company wants him to bring back his son. But he's basically like, no, I'm going to take it out. He gets Bishop. They found a Bishop, the android, is with them. And he gets Bishop to do the surgery to get the alien out. Meanwhile, he goes, like, does a spacewalk outside of the ship and has the Alpha chase him. And basically they have a battle, and he ends up sacrificing himself. He jettisons himself along with the alien, and they burn up in the atmosphere. So he dies along with the Alpha. And on board, it turns out that his girlfriend was a synthetic too. His girlfriend was a robot as well. That was a little plot twist I forgot about that I didn't see coming. That I thought was, oh no shit, okay. But yeah, so he sacrificed himself so his son can live, but obviously it's not over. There's some still threats going on. There's some weird alien chick human hybrid something that is referencing Prometheus and all that shit. Obviously they're going to explore that, but I was like, whatever. So I this whole series has been just okay. The art is awesome. I'm just on board for the art. The story's like whatever. But I finished this particular arc, and I don't know if I'm going to stay with it. So yeah. So 3 out of 5. It's whatever. Yeah. Cool art though.
Marvel tried it, but yeah. All right, so I'm booked out myself. I was gonna do Thor, but I'll do Thor later on. Yeah, like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Next week, of course, you know we got Shang-Chi coming out. I plan on reviewing it. I wish it was
not on Disney, huh?
Not on Disney. Thank you, ScarJo.
Yeah.
So it's on theaters only. So you want to see it? Don't wait to come on Disney Plus. That's it. I do want to mention that Cruella just went on Disney Plus for everybody. So it no longer is behind a $30 paywall. Anybody can watch it. It just went on, I think, today. So yeah. Like I said, listen to our other podcasts. We have This Geeks and Comics. What do we got here? Alien versus Brood. It's coming. Or just get rid of Brood. Just kill them. Just have Alien. There you go. They were always Alien anyway. This whole story you telling, Eli, Hickman did this shit last year with the whole Brood King. He did that shit already.
Yeah.
So and they fought Wolverine. So yeah. So what are we talking about? So yeah, like I said, we got This Geeks and Comics. I'm pretty sure they reviewed the same books we did, but they always have a different spin on what they did because, like I said, we all have different opinions. That's how it goes. Okay, Boomer. I ain't seen those guys in forever. I don't know if they're still doing anything. Creators Outlet. Well, like I said, Will Pace records every hour on the hour. Pretty sure he's recording right now. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna do more. We're not just gonna do a whole Shang-Chi review, but we're gonna go in depth and we'll talk about some other stuff also. So definitely follow us next week. And yeah,
I'm gonna make. I don't want to go to a packed theater, so I'll hopefully I can see it if I can find a time when it's not packed.
We got it. It probably won't be. Let's see. Yeah, on the otaku subject, you like music, right? Check out one called. Oh yeah. I love Samurai Champloo was my thing. I'm not gonna say I loved it, but I liked it. So I think it's made by the same guy that made Cowboy Bebop. I think that's like the
Watanabe Watanabe or whatever his name was.
I guess that's the name. But yeah, Gabe, I did like Samurai Champloo. So I did like that one. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. So follow us next week. Share this out. Like it. Comment. We'll stick with us next week. We'll talk about some crazy shit there too. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. And Ida's out there. Everybody stay safe. Cool.